Hey team, how are you? This is J. Anthony Thompson, and I wanted to take the next 15 to 20 minutes to really explore and get beneath the covers of some components of the compensation plan that we have here with Organo Gold. And in particular, I want to talk about the first way that we get paid, which is through the retail. We want to really explore that. And that being said, we know that we have a very powerful vehicle here with OG. And it really has a lot to do with the power of the product, not just because it's a great tasting product, but also because of the health benefits of the product. And then the way it's been leveraged into both the compensation plan as well as the system. But really what we found for just some of our distributors, depending on where you're coming from, how you're situated, that the task of being able to go out and really just get your dual team established has been somewhat of a roadblock for a few people, and that happens for a couple of reasons. One of them can be that perhaps you've been somewhat isolated, so you feel that you just don't have the people in your immediate circle who would have interest in the opportunity the same way that you do. And some people, it really is the idea of having not frankly established enough credibility in your circle that you could get people to come to a CJM or business overview or even a three-way call. And if that's what it is, those are just the facts. But we want to deal with things as they are and figure out how we can move them forward. Perhaps it's just the whole idea of, the nervousness and the uncertainty, with just approaching people about the opportunity. And that's okay. And that's the reason why, one of the things that's a big part of the OG culture is personal development, which allows you to be able to sort of identify what some of those limitations and weaknesses are, and then give you strategies for how to get beyond them, how to get to the next space and the next phase. And so as I've thought about it, it seems reasonable that while you're going through some of that development, there's no reason to allow the power of this business to lay completely dormant. And if you would do some of the activities that we're going to talk about, it'll allow you to actually position your business to become profitable right away, and then allow you to still sort of develop the muscle and the confidence to move on to the next phase. And we'll talk about, kind of how this really gets done. But anyway, let's jump right into it and talk about how we began to get this leverage. So as we know, in Organo Gold, there's 8 different ways for us to get paid. But we really, in this training, want to talk about the power of the retail, because it is powerful, it's simple, and it's profitable. And if you do it correctly, you can create substantial income, and this will become the foundation that allows you to be able to leverage the remaining components of the compensation plan. So let's go back and review a couple things and talk about why coffee, why OG, why this business. Again, we know we're talking about the second most consumed beverage in the world after water, and that speaks to a lot, because it says what? That there's a lot of people out there. Right? There's a lot of people. Every time you turn around, there's going to be yet another coffee drinker. So our opportunity is virtually unlimited. Coffee is the second highest traded commodity in the world. So it's not just, what we see on the consumer level, but if you look around and see what's happening, that businesses, large and small, are looking to take advantage of the coffee opportunity. And we know that 80% of people over the age of 18 drink coffee. But again, we're talking about 225 million coffee drinkers in the U.S. who are consuming 2, 3, and more cups a day. And those are the people that we're talking about capturing, one-to-one, hand-to-hand, and building our customer base. So we just want a small piece of the nearly 500 million cups of coffee that are going to be consumed in the U.S. every single day. And here's one of the great parts about our business. Let's be reminded that consumption of coffee is virtually recession-proof, meaning that in tough times, people might change the way they take their vacations. They might be robbing Peter to pay Paul, but one of the things that very few people are going to pass on is their daily coffee. They are going to have their coffee. And so while people are down in the financial trenches, trying to get things together and trying to move things ahead, they're going to be down in those trenches with a cup of coffee. And we want it to be a cup of OG coffee. But here now, pay attention to this part. So if you can consistently do 3 things, you can create a customer base that can explode your business in just a short period of time. And I'm talking 30, 60, 90 days. You can be in a completely different place if you can focus on 3 things. And here we are. The first thing we want to talk about is how we get 3 retail customers per week. And so really, I kind of call this this is sort of the lazy distributor, training, really, because we're only talking about 3 boxes of coffee per week. And you could turn this up to 5, make it 10. I mean, we start with a list of 50 coffee drinkers, and I'm saying to really take advantage of what I'm going to teach you here, I want you to redo that list. Don't have a list of 25, 50, make it 100. And then we're going to show how we leverage that. And how do we leverage it? Because we're going to offer the 1 for 3 plan. What is the 1 for 3 plan? That once we establish a customer base, we're going to work our way through that first month. We're going to get 3 new retail customers per week. That's going to give us 12 customers, and we're going to go back to those customers now that they've had a time to enjoy the product, see the benefits, to see how it makes them feel, if they've had any relief from some sort of medical symptom or illness or some kind of chronic ailment. But we're going to go back and leverage their satisfaction with our product, and we're going to introduce to them the 1 for 3 plan. And the 1 for 3 plan is simply this: to go to those existing customers, people who have experienced and enjoy the product, and say to them, hey, you enjoy it. If you can point me to 3 other people who would purchase a box of product, coffee, hot chocolate, or tea, for every 3 boxes of product you help me sell, I'm going to give you a free box of product. And let me tell you, it's been proven for years and years and years that the easiest way for you to get a new customer is from an existing customer. Why? Because when your existing customer goes to a new customer, that new customer, they don't have any of those barriers to sale up. They're talking to someone that they know and trust, someone that they know is being genuine with them about their experience with this product. And so here's what's been proven is that when you build your business based on referral sales, that the people who are referred to you, they tend to buy faster with less resistance, and they tend to buy more. Pay attention to that. They tend to buy more. But we're just talking about the 1 for 3. So if you have a customer say, hey, you point me to 3 people. If it's one person who buys 3 boxes of product, I'm going to give you a box of free product. If you point me to 3 new customers, I'm going to give you a box of product. You're going to find that this is going to be very, very powerful. And then, as always, we want to follow up for reorders. We want people who've experienced the product to continue to buy product from us. Okay, so here's how it starts. With your 3 customers purchasing 1 box, that's $39 in profit for the first week. Doesn't sound like a lot of money, does it? But watch what happens, because we're going to repeat this pattern for 4 weeks. And just at the end of the first month, in profit, not total what you took in, but in profit, it's $156 for the month. Okay, and again, we're talking about, this is the lazy distributor, so stay with me here. But this is still a total of 12 retail customers, right? And so what are you now? You are officially a coffee distributor. You have people who are real customers, not just the people who are, doing you a favor, but people who you've sampled them, they've seen the power of the product, they're committed to the product, they're working through their first, second, third, and fourth week of being OG coffee, tea, and hot chocolate drinkers. You are now officially a distributor. But now, let's take the model forward and see what really can happen here. So if you go into month 2, here's what I want you to do. I want you to continue to acquire 3 retail customers every week. 3 customers a week. And so there's something that's interesting that's going to happen here. You're going to find that your activity for acquiring your new customers is going to become easier and easier, because now you're in week 5. You're actually starting to develop now the muscle, that confidence, the thing that you perhaps were lacking when you first started your OG business is now something you've developed now, some of that muscle in terms of how to acquire a customer. And then you're going to offer your customers from month 1, you're going to offer them the 1 for 3 program, because now they've already been using the product. They're enjoying it. They're starting to see the benefits. You're going to go back to them and say, hey, I know you're enjoying the product, right? And again, solicit their testimonials, but then get them to say, I'm really looking to grow my business. Can you think of 3 other people who would enjoy the benefits of the product the way that you have? And if you can help me, I'm going to give you a free box of product. So what are you telling the person? Because if it's one person who drinks one cup of coffee per day, let's say, then you're saying you can drink coffee for the next month on me. I'm going to buy your next month of coffee if you can just point me to 3 other people who will purchase. Now, and then we're going to work some assumptions into this, right? Just so we can, kind of keep ourselves honest. Let's assume that 50% of your 12 customers from the previous month are going to reorder with you. And again, I believe those numbers can be a lot higher, but just for the sake of discussion, we're going to go with the low number and say only 50% we're going to reorder from you. And then we're going to assume that 33% of your 12 customers, 4 of them, are going to utilize the 1 for 3 program. And now let's look and see what happens at the end of the month. You've now got 12 new customers on top of the 12 that you had. So you made another $156 there. The 12 referral customers is worth $156 to you. And then if just half of your existing customers reorder from you, that is $78 on top of that. Now you're paying out $52, right? You're giving up your profit on those 4 boxes of coffee. So you're giving that back, but that's okay because you've already gone ahead. You know what I mean? So we're kind of paying it forward to keep those existing customers engaged. But now your net profit has gone up to $338. So you went from $156 the first month now to $338 in your second month. But now what I'm going to do is fast forward you to say, if you stayed honest to the system, you continue to acquire 3 retail customers per week. You continue to offer the 1 for 3 program. You continue to have 50% of your existing customers who reorder from you the next month, right? And that they're going to continue to bring you new customers. So let's now go out and see how this becomes a coffee money machine. So here's what happens in month 6. You got your 3 customers a week. You're offering the 1 for 3. You've now this is where you got to follow the numbers, but this gets when it just really gets exciting. 50% of your now 144 customers. That's right, at month 6. Going into month 6, after month 5, you have 144 customers. So you get 72 reorders from those, and then 48 of them using the 1 for 3 program, bringing you more new customers. 12 new customers, another 156. 60 referral customers is worth $780. 72 reorders is worth $2,000. And your 1 for 3 payout is $260. So your net profit in month 6 is $2,704. Now, listen, those numbers may not excite you, but there's a few things now that you have put in place. And so what I want you to do now is let's go forward and talk about how we quantify the success of what your efforts have been. So here's some working assumptions, again, because we don't want this to be pie in the sky. We want to keep this, keep our feet on the ground here. But let's look at what we've done. What we've done is in total coffee profits, right? And just profits, we're talking about $64.74. So in 6 months, you've made just under $6,500. Yeah, that's okay. But here's the other thing that you have to know. That over some period of time, your repeat customers are going to become interested in your business. So I'm going to completely lowball the number because at the end of 6 months, you have 240 customers. Just based on these small numbers, you have 240 coffee customers, right? And so let's say 10% of them now have interest in your business. And this is going to happen. Right, the numbers actually can be a lot higher than this, but we're going to lowball it. Right, again, keep our feet on the ground. That would be 24 people coming to your business. So let's say they're not all coming in gold packs. They're going to come in silver packs. That's worth $1,920 to you in fast track bonuses. Worth a lot more to you if they come in gold. But again, keeping our feet on the ground. But here's the thing: now that you've developed this muscle, because what I want to tell you is that from month 2 to month 3. To month 5, into months, throughout this process, you are becoming a different person, right? Your muscle in every area of your business is becoming stronger. Your confidence, your boldness, your follow through, everything gets better. And so now you're in a position to do what you weren't able to do in the beginning, perhaps, which is to help other people achieve success. And so if you now start to recruit people into your business, so we had 24 silver packs, but again, we'll play the numbers down again and say only 4 of them are ever going to really get started, right? I believe the numbers can be much higher, but we're going to start low. But if you can help just 4 of them achieve the success that you did in your 6 months as the lazy distributor, right? You're now talking about over $5,000 a month in dual team bonuses. Folks, play that part out, because just in that one way that you're now able to take advantage of the rest of the compensation plan, that's worth $60,000 a year to you. And let's just say, let's lowball it again. You continue to have at least $2,000 a month in reorders, just $2,000. Well, your potential monthly income now is over $7,000 a year, which a month, and that comes out to about $86,000 a year. And here's the things that we completely left out of this, right? This model does not include households that will consume 2 or more boxes per month. What do I mean? Meaning that if you have a person, who happens to live by themselves and they're going to drink 1 cup of product per day, right? That's really what this is based on. But it doesn't consider the person where there's a husband or wife. And so they're now going to consume, at least 2 cups a day. So they're going to need at least 2 boxes of product. And we didn't include the fact that, oh, by the way, they still like tea and they have hot chocolate in the house because they also have kids. So you're talking about when people become real OG coffee, tea, and hot chocolate drinkers, it won't be, just the black. It'll be the king of coffee. It will be the mocha. It will be the latte. It will be all these other products. And so they'll be buying 3 or 4 boxes from you on top of referring you to other folks. So we completely left that out. It also does not include fundraisers and other public events, because some of the money we're talking about, let's say it's the $500, the $1,000, the $2,000, like that's money that you can go out and earn in a single day by doing 1 single event. And we didn't include any of that potential in here. But now let's talk about the keys to success. And then I want to give you the punchline to the whole deal so you understand kind of why I'm taking you through this. So again, the keys to success are simply this. You have to sample, sample, sample. And I'll say it again, sample, sample, sample. You have to get people in front of the product. You have to give them the opportunity to experience the product. Let them see how they feel. Hey, and that means sometimes you're not just giving them a packet. You give them 2. You may give them more so they can sample. 1 for taste, 1 for confirmation. They can share 1 with the spouse, because the spouse may like the product and be more eager to buy than the person that you originally sampled. So you can't be afraid to give coffee away. And then after you've sampled, you have to follow up. You don't want to be, the Johnny Appleseed of the coffee business and just out there just giving coffee away just to give it away, right? You want to really be able to plug in. You want to really be able to plug in and follow up. That is a skill, as a critical skill in this business, is following up. Asking people the simple questions. How did it taste? How did it make you feel? And then taking them to the next step. As you begin to develop your customer base, you want to solicit testimonials. Get them to email them, text them, and then you keep all these. You document them. You can create your own newsletter, right? Make the names anonymous, but it becomes now part of how you go out to your customer base. And as you continue to gather these testimonials, what does it do? For you, it helps to keep reaffirming, building, and making stronger your belief in the business, in the product, in the system. And the stronger you get, the more successful you're going to become. And now, so consider some ways that you can begin to acquire that customer base. We talked about sampling. We talked about following up. But now think about this. One-on-ones. Just inviting people out for a cup of coffee. One-on-one. And then talking to them about the coffee. By the way, the coffee that you're drinking. I happen to sell this coffee. After they've tasted it and enjoyed it. By the way, it happens to be a better coffee. And then sharing that with them information about the value of this coffee. Of course, there's the CJMs. But what about a salon or a barbershop? Who's doing, offer them the opportunity to do sort of a customer appreciation day. A lot of these places start pretty early. So let's say you're there from 8 till noon and you're just offering complimentary coffee. It's another way for you to sample. But it's a way for you to follow up. It's a way for you to get customers immediately. Sporting events. Don't sleep on this. Little league, football, lacrosse, all sorts of things. Swim meets. Where people are going to be, especially early in the morning. And even if it gets later, hey, Make them a frappe or iced coffee, but there's ways for you to get this product in front of people year round, regardless. Conferences, special events, there's always something going on. So no matter where you're located, check out Craigslist, check out your local paper where events are being advertised, especially ones that are looking for vendors. Find yourself in those places, even if you go there just to sample. Again, don't be afraid to give coffee away. Make sure you follow up and you can get more customers. But here's the other thing, probably most important, is committing to your goal, keeping your why in front of you, knowing why you're going to do this. Why is this important to you? Right? Stay with it. And here's the thing that I want you to get. Here's the punchline. You can start into this month 1, work your way into month 2. And again, we're working with such low numbers, 3 customers a week. You can do so much better than that. You can do 5. You can do 10 retail customers a week, right? 10 retail customers a week. That first week buying, a box of product from you, that's $130 of profit in your pocket. You do it for 2 weeks, that's $260. So you're talking about now in that first month, you could do over $500 that month if you're really aggressive with it and you really implement the power of the 1 for 3 program. All right, but here's the thing. So when you set your goal, set your momentum and what you're going to do. Month 1, month 2, month 3. I believe that for the large majority of people who would commit to this, you're never, ever going to get to month 6. You're just not going to get there. And why won't you get to month 6? You won't get to month 6 because if you establish a customer base of people who believe in the product, they enjoy the product, a number of those people are going to want to do this business. And before you know it, you are going to have a team on your hands. And that means that now your focus, your direction, if you want to leverage the rest of the compensation plan, is now going to be turned to, helping to kickstart their business, showing them how to do what you did, getting them kickstarted and launched in their own CJMs, 3-way calls. I mean, you're going to become part of the fabric of what this system is all about. So what I'm saying is get into this, commit to it. Month 1, month 2, month 3. But if you really, really do it, there's going to come an off-ramp to this plan that I'm showing you probably quicker than you assumed, because before you know it, you are going to have a team on your hands and you're going to be in the perfect position now to leverage the remainder of what's in this compensation plan, which is now we're really just talking about enormously huge numbers. But this is because you have now dedicated yourself to the simplest part of this business, the part that can prove itself to you most readily, and now you have developed. You're doing your personal development, but now you've built your confidence. You've built your belief. And people can see that coming off you. They'll feel it coming off of you. It won't be like you're just going out asking people to do you a favor and, you won't be, pitiful and uncertain about it. You'll have that, that posture that it really takes to attract other people to what you're doing, even them being convinced. And as you work your way through this, here's the other thing that you've done as you work your way from month 1 to month 2 to month 3 and so forth, is you validated other things that are in the 4 steps. Like, listen, I know for some of you, when you look at the 4 steps, it says, be on the proper auto ship. Well, if you're not selling any coffee, it's tough for you to validate, for yourself, why do I need to be on the proper auto ship? But I'm telling you, if you're out here doing this plan and you're really getting your feet set on building a customer base, you're going to see sooner rather than later why you need to be on the proper auto ship, and that the activity that you're doing with your customers is going to pay for that auto ship, as well as continue to keep money in your pocket and keep you engaged in your business. So I wanted to share this with you. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's something we're really excited about, the opportunity of being able to share this with our team. This is something that's unique to us right now in this business. And I'm saying take advantage of this, use this, prove it, and let's see where we go with this. But we are believing in your success and hope that you believe the same.